Hello, welcome to Film and Television Examinations, Episode 9. For today's episode, we're going to talk about the sports genre. Now, as you know, considering you have your own show about sports films are obviously about athletes and their probably struggles to, make it to the major leagues or just having fun with their sport.
Yeah, and it could be just about the journey of a legend on how they got to the big leagues and how they became the legend that they would go down to be. You look at guys like Michael Jordan, The Last Ride documentary, that's another good example of the sports genre. You look at that one, and it just shows you how good Michael Jordan was and how good his teammates were for that Chicago Bulls team in the 90s.
Or like films like The Wrestler, which has Mickey Rourke play down as like wrestler.
The Wrestler, yes, another great classic.
Yeah. So some examples of a sports films could be the Rocky franchise, Dodgeball, Necessary Roughness.
Yes, fictional stories, including Rocky, like you just mentioned. Rocky movies are my favorite type of movies. Rocky IV being my favorite. Rocky. They had just over $100 million to work with that budget. And they made a classic, a 5-star classic. That's just, I'm at a loss for words at how good of a guy Sylvester Stallone is. Look, I'm fumbling over my words. He put together a masterpiece of a film, him as the main character, and him writing the script.
He also directed most of the sequels.
Yeah, and that's why this genre is my favorite genre. Not because I have my own show or talk about sports, top of the line, by the way. Not because of that, but because of how special it makes you feel as a fan or as an athlete.
Feel good movies. That's what it's all about.
Yes, those are always some of the top things.
Yeah. Now, some sports films tend to be associated with genres like drama and comedy, but like comedy is sometimes pretty funny to look at, like the films like Dodgeball or Necessary Roughness, for example.
That's some of my favorite.
Yeah, I like to think that Necessary or Major League, like
the comedy in oh God, what's the movie I'm looking for? The Longest Yard with Adam Sandler.
Yeah, there's also an original version too.
That one is also nice.
Yeah, and also The Waterboy.
The Waterboy. Can't believe I forgot about that
there.
one. Can't believe I forgot about that one. That was another funny one.
Yeah, and I like to think that Necessary Roughness is like the football equivalent to Major League.
Basically.
Yeah, and there's the South Park creators once starred in a film called Basketball. It's a spoof of like sports biopics. It's about like a guy, like a couple of friends who come up with a new sport. Basically, it's basically baseball with basketball rules.
Don't know how that would work.
It honestly, the field is like a miniature baseball stadium, and just make up a bunch of absurd like rules and all that kind of stuff, and they just shoot hoops and everything.
Oh God, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was directed by the guy who made Airplane.
Really?
Yeah.
You're serious?
I'm very serious. Yeah, he said that he invented the sport when he was young and thought it'd make a good movie.
I guess that made a good movie. And also, other sports films, I wouldn't necessarily consider this a film. It's more of a TV show. Well, it is a TV show.
Yeah.
Netflix, All American. Love it. Love every season. Love all the characters. It's one of my favorite shows by far.
There's also this show on Paramount Plus, I forget. It's like about this coach who's basically coaching they hire him to coach a team and hoping it'll be bad, but it turns out to be good.
And what movie was this? What type of sport?
I don't know. It was I think soccer or
soccer. Do you remember the coach's name?
No.
Well, a movie that you're starting to remind me of is the movie called Coach Carter.
Yes.
Or Carter. It was a basketball movie. But that's how the players, they love him. It's one of my favorite movies, too.
Yeah, now, some of the most iconic sports films are probably sports biopics about, like, real-life athletes.
Yes.
People like stuff like Rudy, Coach Carter, the guy Jesse Owens, and Remember the Titans, and a lot of other good ones.
One of my favorites.
Yeah, like, it really shows how much, if these athletes manage to put all their time and effort into achieving their dreams, and they've led successful careers.
Yeah, and one of my favorite ones comes in the wrestling world. My favorite film from the wrestling, CM Punk, Best in the World. It's on DVD. It's a pretty older film. Came out in, I believe, 2010, 2011. I could be wrong, ladies and gentlemen, but CM Punk was a wrestler that was never really respected in his early ages, but as he got older, he got better on the microphone, got better in the ring, and he was so polarizing to this day, where he's now back in the WWE and he's the best in the world.
Yeah, there's also stuff like Fighting with My Family in the wrestling.
Yes,
thing.
with Paige, or as AEW fans know as Saraya.
Yeah.
Another good film.
Yeah, there's also this other one that came out recently called The Iron Claw.
The Iron Claw. That's one of my favorite ones.
You watched it?
Yes.
The family was like cursed with death or something like that.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
I'm glad the next generation is still doing wrestling too.
Yeah, speaking of cursed, like the Von Erich family, one of the most cursed wrestling families in my opinion, and I'm not one who really believes in that stuff, but it's just crazy how that family goes through so much trauma, so much heartbreak, and they still try to be stable today. I don't know how they get through that.
But Kevin just honors their memories and all that. I mean, he has a very big family who all live on his ranch.
They're the most legendary family in my opinion.
Are they WWE or were they like a separate wrestling thing?
I think a couple of them were in WWE. I don't know. They were way before my time or our time.
Were they American?
Yes, they were American, an American family. They were more in the NWA for the most part, and I think a couple of them went to WCW, but I'm not 100% sure. I haven't really watched many of the Von Erichs matches, but they're an old family.
Yeah. Now let's turn to some interviews about sports films. So, what's your favorite sports film?
I'm gonna have to go with Rudy.
Nice, that's a good one. Do you have like any favorite type of sports comedies or anything like that?
Yeah, probably The Longest Yard and Waterboy, Adam Sandler,
Yeah. Do you like to think that sports films are inspirational?
Yeah, they could be if you're an athlete and you like playing sports. I mean, sometimes they can just motivate you to do anything.
Yeah. So, what's your favorite sports film?
The Waterboy.
Do you like sports comedies?
I do.
Do you think sports films are inspirational?
Yeah, because Bobby Boucher was really poor, and then he elevated to the NFL.
Yeah. Zero to a hero, if you ask me.
Yeah.
That's all we have for today's show. We'll be back next show to talk about the comedy genre, but for now, see you next time.